Hello, welcome everybody to a modern video. We're going to be playing an Aspiring Spike Brew, which I have not played Aspiring Spike Brew in a really long time. But this one has Amulet of Vigor, and boy does it reimagine the concept of playing a deck with this card. So we're going to be playing Timeless Amulet. This is very far away from any normal Amulet Primeval Titan deck you've seen before, but it has a couple of things that it also shares with them. So Amulet is a very cool card, and I don't know if you've ever actually read the card because it always untaps lands in the normal Amulet list, but it actually untaps any permanent that enters tapped. So that means that when you play Timeless Lotus, it actually untaps it. So when you have multiple amulets in play, if you spend 5 mana to cast a Timeless Lotus, you are basically netting 1 mana of any color. So it's pretty nice. Netting 5 mana, sorry. It's a lot better than just 1 mana. We also have access to, Ursa Saga, Mycosynth Gardens as ways to get multiple amulets into play. And once you do, we have Azusa and Gracer to play multiple lands. And then the way that we end the game is by fetching Golos. Golos is a card that has seen play in Amulet before, but this one goes really all in on the Golos game plan because it's 5 mana. So if you have 2 amulets in play and you play, you have 2 amulets in play on turn 2, then you can play Arboreal Grace and you can go up to 5 mana. That's kind of the thought process behind this deck list. We also have Escape to the Wilds to draw 5 cards, which is not bad at all. And then the real win condition is going to be Karn the Great Creator and Emrakul the Aeon Storm. Emrakul because you cast it and you win, and Karn because there's actually multiple combos that have that exist in the sideboard, which are very interesting. We have the only things about the lands that I want to point out is the fact that we're playing a singleton copy of Lotus Field, and that is to be fetched with Golos, which is nice because it just fixes your mana for whatever you want, and if you have multiple amulets, you can untap it multiple times so that you can net a bunch of mana, and then obviously a singleton Cascading Cataracts as well. The sideboard is the interesting part of it. It's basically a Jegantha plus basically Karn Wishboard, so all of the cards are just artifacts that can be fetched with Karn, which I'm not a big fan of personally. I think that having access to this basically limits what your sideboard can do in a way that I'm not a fan of, and I think that a bunch of the cards that are in this sideboard are maybe a little bit too cute. So I think that you can kind of limit the sideboard to between 6 and 10 bullets, like artifact bullets to go wish for with Karn, and you may end up with a more solid sideboard. But we're gonna go with Spike's list to play the first, before I even have any experience with the deck. So we have one Hayward Might. We have a Manifold Key, which by the way, we also have one in the main deck to fetch off with Ursa Saga, and Manifold Key is very good at untapping Timeless Lotus and netting a bunch of mana. We also have, of course, Liquid Metal Coating. This is a must in every Karn Wishboard. Pitting Needle, which is going to be good against decks like Yawgmoth or even decks that are combo decks, or Planeswalker decks, sorry. Then the Stonebrain, which is good against the combo decks. Stuff like Creativity, stuff like Amulet Titan. Torpor Orb, fantastic versus Elementals, which has seen a pretty significant resurgence. We have Cloudstone Curio. This one is just, in my opinion, it's a little bit too cute. So the way that the Cloudstone Curio works is whenever you cast a Gracer, if you have a second Gracer and you have a bounce land, you get to basically net infinite mana. So it's interesting, but it seems like a little bit too just unnecessary, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that one. Ensnare Bridge is obviously pretty good. I don't know how good it's going to be specifically in this deck. I was never a fan in the past of Ensnare Bridge in Amulet specifically because you're playing a deck with, bunch of bounce lands which are not great at helping you empty your hand, and then a bunch of 6-drops, and this deck has like mono 5-drops and 4-drops. So I'm not sure how good Bridge is going to be here, but it always has spots where it's going to be great. Then we have Cityscape Leveler, which is just as a way to destroy artifacts, destroy hate, sorry, in any form, be it stuff like Magus or whatever. Obviously, destroying Magus in particular is going to be only possible after we have cast Golos a bunch of times, but you can do that. We have Chalice, which is going to be fantastic versus all of the Cascade decks. Walking Ballista, very good versus creature decks. Then Filigree Sages, which has an infinite loop in this deck, because if you have Filigree Sages and Timeless Lotus, you just get to net infinite mana of any non-blue color. which is kind of interesting. Then we have Phyrexian Metamorph to copy anything, and particularly good versus stuff like creativity, of course. And then the card that I skipped before is Door to Nothingness, because this deck actually can win with Door to Nothingness, and it's not impossible to achieve kind of at all. In fact, it feels kind of reasonable whenever things are working out. This deck is very, very much a combo deck, however. Like, this is not like Amulet, which can like pivot and change gears and like figure out 80 different ways. This deck is trying to put multiple Amulets into play, and like, if my opponent has a Force of Vigor, we're scooping it up, you know, where we're not really gonna be able to fight through a singleton Force of Vigor. So I'm expecting to like get host real bad in this league, but it looks way too fun for me not to give it a shot. So we're gonna see how it goes. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you are interested in supporting my content, you can do so in a variety of different ways. You can do it for free whenever you use TCG Player and MetaTrader's services, which you can whenever use in the links that you will find in the description of the video down below. And if you would like to support my content directly, you can do so through Patreon, through direct donations. With any donation, I will play deck list of your choice, any donation of $30 or more. And finally, if you're interested in taking your gaming to the next level, I also offer coaching as well. Without further ado, let's play some Timeless Amulet. Alright, round number 1. This hand seems fine to me. So we get 2 Ancient Steerings on 1, looking for probably an Amulet. That's the thing that we're mostly looking for. And then even if we whiff and we just find any land, we can still play a turn 3 Azusa, set up some nice Karn action. Opponent keeps 7. So let's lead on Steerings here. And we find Ursa Saga. Yeah, okay. I can work with that. Let's get Ursa Saga and ship it back. Let's see what my opponent's up to over there. Blood Crypt. Monkey. It's a good draw. I'm going to argue about that draw. So play Saga, and I think I'm just going to play out Boseiju here and send it back. So that Grazer was literally the best possible draw, I would assume. And again, I cannot beat main deck Blood Moon. Like, I'm assuming this is scam, and I simply cannot beat main deck Blood Moon. Well, I mean, if my opponent is using a Terminate for that, I'm into that. Do I want to? So Mycosynth Garden has been exiled. They have Thoughtseize too. They do. All right. I mean, just scam doing scam things. I guess I could if I wanted to. I could play around it. I need to just like bounce land and like return Saga. I return Boseiju, I mean. It means that if I... Oh, interesting. Just gonna get rid of both of my cards. Okay, so I guess it's very, very likely they have a Blood Moon. Yeah, I don't think I can play around that, however. So I'm just gonna pass the turn. I'm just gonna make a construct here. Like, if they have Blood Moon, they have Blood Moon. Looks like maybe they don't. Well, I mean, here's a construct. Gonna block you. Or what? Fatal Push. Okay, that's fine. Fatal Push is fine. Gruul Turf has been exiled. Is your last card Blood Moon? Okay, Fable. Alright, alright. So let's make a construct here. And I think I need to find Amulet, unfortunately. I'm not super stoked about that, but I mean, I do get to play Azusa, play Jegantha, or I guess put Jegantha to hand. The next turn I'm gonna have like a 5/5, and I'm also gonna have what's his name? I could instead just bounce Boseiju and hold Boseiju in hand, but I don't think that's really winning me the game, right? Opponent gets 2 looks at finding Blood Moon. If they find it, good games. If they don't find it, any land allows me to get Jegantha. Opponent gets another look. Let's see what they do. Well, I mean, I'm definitely blocking the monkey. It's just a matter of, do I block with Azusa as well? I think I do. I think we do that. I'm just gonna get the monkey back. That's fine. So we do get to cast to just play Jegantha here. So this is just fine. Yep. So I think I'm actually going to... Now we're gonna bounce Boseiju, I think. Now that we get to deploy Jegantha here. So now we have a 5/5 in play. We're gonna get to Steerings, hopefully finding something of value. We have Blood Moon covered, which is very nice. Another bounce land is good. Steerings into Golos is fantastic. Alright, so play Rot Farm, and I think I'm just bouncing Forest, and I'm just casting Golos and getting Cascading Cataracts. And now we're gonna start to kind of go off a little bit here. So if they don't find an answer to Golos, we're going to win fairly easily. Oh, I could have... Well, there goes my inexperience showing. I could have literally just activated Golos that turn. Just tapping Jegantha, and that was not good. That was not a good play. But yeah, I'm definitely just blocking there for sure, because I don't want my opponent to have like Hardcast Fury. Yep, because they could have had Hardcast Fury plus Copy Fury if they get the 1 token from Ragavan. So now we get to do this instead. Escape to the Wilds. Alright, so this is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we play Escape, we draw 5. We're 1 mana short of activating Golos because the filtering actually costs me 1 mana. So I think we have to cast Escape. What do we find? We find Timeless Lotus. So we get to play Gardens, copy Amulet, or we can just play 2 Sagas instead. I think I'm gonna go Gardens plus Saga, because this allows me to... I'm going to Boseiju the... I'm gonna Boseiju the Fable. So Mycosynth Gardens, filter for green, Boseiju Reflection right now before they can make a copy of Fury. Fury just pressures me way too quickly, and my opponent concedes. Okay, that's definitely an early concession, right? Like if they draw, what's his name, I kind of lose. Like if they draw Blood Moon, I'm in trouble. Okay, I mean, we don't really have a sideboard, so that's why I'm not too high on that. Like for example, this is a matchup where I kind of want to cut some number of Ursa Sagas. We probably can't afford to. The problem is we don't have answers to Blood Moon, so like if my opponent has a Magus, we are stuck. There's nothing we can do about it. So not having access to this member in the sideboard seems like way too much of a cost. We don't have access to this member. We don't have access to something like Force of Vigor. We don't have access to extra copies of Boseiju. So, and I don't think that any of these are cards that I'm interested in naturally drawing anyway. Maybe I should. Because this Emrakul is never happening, right? So I'm really interested in cutting this Emrakul, but I just have nothing that I want to be bringing in. So I guess I'm just submitting with a sad face. Can we give a shout out to Jegantha that game? That Jegantha worked out really, really nicely. Double Timeless Lotus with Manifold Key. This seems good. Opponent moves to 6. Turn 1 Monkey. So we got options here. I guess I'm going to go Amulet first, because this allows me to, if my opponent has Blood Moon, this allows me to delay what I want to do with this Boseiju. Okay, fetch for a basic. Ragavan, exile Amulet. Is this a turn 2 Blood Moon? It is. Alright, awesome. Well, I can't play out the Boseiju, because if I play out the Boseiju, then I can't, I don't have anything to do, so. Again, I mean, this is what I was saying, right? Like, we have specifically 2 answers to Blood Moon in the entire deck. Just not having a sideboard is such a big cost in this kind of deck that just straight up scoops to a card like Blood Moon. So I don't like that part of the deck. Mycosynth Gardens, I go. Maybe I'm supposed to just, like, hit every land drop the same and just, like, play around Blood Moon by just casting Timeless Lotus. I'm gonna get erased though, so I have not showed my opponent Timeless Lotus just yet, so I can just not show them if I want to. Growth Chamber, because I'm gonna get erased, right? There's not really much that I can do. Actually, let's, I guess, put Jegantha to hand. Yeah, I messed this up. I should have played Boseiju on turn 2. I think that the way to play around Blood Moon is by just like playing through it. Let's just concede. That was a pretty bad mistake. I failed to realize that. So my opponent was gonna flip Golos off of Monkey, which is brutal. Yeah, let's submit here. Not like there's much we can do anyway. Oof. Now that's a hand. I think I keep it and I just play out the Expedition map on turn 1, because it's the most important card to resolve. So any land that I'm gonna be cooking, I need to find literally any land at all. I guess, is Amulet better than Expedition Map? No, Expedition Map is more important to resolve. Amulet has higher upside, but Expedition Map is the more important card to resolve. Because if we get griefed here, if I have the Expedition Map in play, I have something that I'm playing towards. So they fetch, shock. And now we really have to find any land. Okay, that's perfect. So Amulet. And now I guess we're going to just Gruul Turf and bounce Gardens. Play Gracer. Play Gardens, eat on taps, and we're gonna filter to cast these Ancient Stirrings. Well, that's really interesting. So if we, oh yeah, we just put the Semi-Growth Chamber in hand because we have my opponent can't get through this Gracer without using a removal spell. I guess they can go Fury into just Blood Moon me, so that's an option. But I can Mycosynth Gardens and Golos next turn. Even if they have Thoughtseize, I have 2 threats in hand. Escape to the Wilds is the better card here, I think. So if I were my opponent, I would be taking that. Golos. Okay. I mean, maybe they didn't do the math and they don't know that I can actually just cast this Escape this turn. Escape has been exiled, that's fine. Do they have another Thoughtseize? No. Okay. Well, so now we're going to copy, leaving red mana floating, play Growth Chamber, float mana, bounce Gruul Turf, cast Escape, draw 5. That's a lot of mana. Okay, so what's my sequencing here? We have 1 extra land, so we play Gruul Turf plus Azusa. Oh yeah, woo! All right, this is gonna be a turn. Wow. Well, this is exciting. This is, dude. Wow, my opponent just backs it in. Okay, so the line here was play Gruul Turf, float 4 mana, play Azusa, have green mana floating, play Mycosynth Garden as my second land, Mycosynth Garden copies my Amulet, then play Gruul Turf. Now I have 3 amulets, that's 6 mana, play Timeless Lotus. It untaps 3 times, make 15 mana. That's glorious. I love that. Round number 2, and we got the Jegantha mirror match. I think I keep this hand. We have Amulet, and this is probably gonna turn into an Expedition Map, I assume. We're on the play, we get to play Gracer on 1, which is nice. If we find a bounce land, we're gonna be having a lot of fun. Oh, is this the mirror match, dude? We're playing the mirror match. Oh, Spike. Oh, Spike. You're too good, man. You're too freaking good. Okay, having drawn another Amulet means that I don't even bother making a construct here. I just go Amulet, Manifold Key, and pass it back. Now next turn I float a mana, I find Expedition Map, Crack Map for Gruul Turf, and then I just Gruul Turf, Escape to the Wilds. So second Amulet there was a pretty good draw. Cityscape Leveler. Oh, is my opponent on Tron? Yeah, they're on Tron. Okay, so this is much better for me. Also, my opponent kept a Tron 7 with Basic Forest. Yuck. Alright. That is an Emrakul the Aeon Storm. Expedition Map. Crack it for Gruul Turf. Play Gruul Turf. I could also make up to 7 mana if I had gotten Lotus Field, but I think this is just better. Gives me more options. Okay. So we have 1 extra land up here. I think we play Mycosynth Gardens. Next turn we're gonna have a gazillion mana. Yeah, next turn we hard cast Emrakul if I get the Mycosynth Gardens here. Ship it back. Do your worst, opponent. Do your worst. But yeah, but this deck, my opponent's deck is gonna have very likely to have something like what's his name next turn, right? On games 2 and 3, they're gonna have Force of Vigor, which is not great for me. Mycosynth Gardens, copy Amulet, play Growth Chamber, make a ridiculous amount of mana. Already have a bounce land, so I'm gonna bounce the forest instead. I'm gonna cast a Timeless Lotus here. Triggers. I would like to announce my triggers. Make some mana, and do we just... I guess I can still steerings into Timeless Lotus. Oh, this is so much fun. Wow. This is so much fun. Oh, this is legendary? Oh no, I didn't know that at all. Alright, good to know. Learn something. I guess I should have floated the mana first. Not that it's gonna matter, because I have a pretty obnoxious amount of mana. Do I have enough for Door to Nothingness? So this is 5 mana, this is 15 mana total, and I have more than 15 mana. I have 20 mana. That's convenient. 1, 2, 3, 4. -2. Say yes. Door to Nothingness. Cast Door to Nothingness. He untaps 3 times. Alright. Target player loses the game. Ah, this is glorious. This is pretty glorious. Okay, so what do we do here? I think I actually want to bring in Pitting Needle in this matchup. I think I actually want to have access to Pitting Needle in game 1 to naturally draw, because I can also fetch it off Ursa Saga. And I think that if I do get to a point where I'm getting Karn, I'm probably not gonna need the Pitting Needle, because I can just Liquid Metal Coating and it's effectively the same. So by having access to like Pitting Needle in my main deck, I think it's just good for me to do that. I think I do want the Emrakul. What else? What do we cut here? I guess we can also steerings into Pitting Needle, which can name Karn, Oblivion Stone, that kind of stuff. We do have to cut something, unfortunately. Am I cutting Manifold Key? Huh. Do I just cut Manifold Key? I think so. I think that's fair. I assume my opponent's not gonna reveal Jegantha here, because they're gonna be bringing Force. Yeah. Oh, they do reveal Jegantha. Okay, so no Force. That's really good news. And this hand is quite strong. Yeah, this hand is... Yes, this hand is... This hand is... Play Saga. Amulet. Go. Next turn we're gonna play another Saga into another Amulet. And we're gonna hope that my opponent does not have Karn the Great Creator. They found Liberated. I am actually not that scared of Karn Liberated. Lotus Field. Alright. Well, that is probably like the single most interesting draw that I could have found. So I play second Amulet. This is 6. This is 6 mana. I get to play Timeless Lotus. That is 1 mana floating. 1 mana floating, I make 11 mana. I can play Karn with 7 mana floating. And I guess... Oh, I get Metamorph? Copy Timeless Lotus. Right? That works. Yes, so I get Metamorph. Copy Timeless Lotus. That is +2 mana. Then I untap. I play Karn. Dude, this is a crazy line. Holy crap. Okay, so I actually need to think about this because I need to make sure that I have enough mana. So, Lotus Field. This gets... I have no lands. I have 6 mana. Then I play Timeless Lotus. Timeless Lotus is... gives me 11 mana. I have -4 mana to play Karn. I have 7 mana floating. Minus to get Metamorph. 3 mana, so I have 4 mana floating. I copy my Timeless Lotus, that is 13 mana. I play another Karn down to 9. And then I cast Cityscape Leveler and blow up a land. And then untap with Timeless Lotus. Alternatively, I can just like play 1 Karn and like Liquid Metal Coating and like just target one of these, and then my opponent can't do anything. The problem if I do that... oh, wait a second. Can I just make infinite mana? So Lotus Field, 6 mana +1. I play Karn, have blue mana floating, Timeless Lotus, 11 mana. This is 7 mana. I think I have exactly enough to make infinite mana. Yeah, I think I have exactly enough to make infinite mana thanks to Timeless Lotus plus Filigree Sages. So let's go over this again. Play Lotus Field. I make 6 mana. Play Timeless Lotus. It untaps twice. I make 11 mana. -4, play Karn. Minus for Filigree Sages. I have to make sure I keep double blue up. Yeah, this is actually good enough. So Lotus Field, Amulet, Amulet. Float blue, sack some lands, irrelevant. Play Timeless Lotus, stack triggers, float mana, 1, 2, 3, 4, -3, yes, get Filigree Sages, float some mana, 1, 2, 3, 4, Filigree Sages, untap Timeless Lotus, make infinite mana, make infinite non-blue mana, let's be specific. Just a casual turn 2 kill. Make infinite mana. I was going to play second Karn, and I was going to, I guess, just get Cityscape Leveler. Oh no, we just make infinite mana, just kill them with Ballista. Turn 2 kill. Turn 2 kill. Run number 3 of these Jegantha the Format League. This hand looks great. Keep it. So we can go turn 1 Saga, Manifold Key. Turn 2, pass the turn. Turn 3, Amulet, go ham. Wooded Foothills. Huh. Alright. Wooded Foothills is interesting. Let's play out Manifold Key. Pass the turn back. Next turn we're just gonna play out this random Cataracts. Steam Vents off of Wooded Foothills. Huh. Okay. What is this? DRC? Alright. Magnificent Garden is a fantastic draw. So now we play out Gracer. And then we play these Cataracts. Now next turn we're just gonna go pretty ham. They get to kill the Gracer. Whatever. I mean, it's just Blood Moon or bust here. If my opponent doesn't Blood Moon me, I'm going to assume that they're playing some form of Prowess. Manamorphose. So that's probably, I'm assuming that is the Jeskai Breach deck. I'm assuming some form of Breach. Okay. Iteration. Always a scary card. Another DRC. Alright. They cast it. I have to assume that they're dead here, right? Also, the mutagenic growth means that it's not Breach. This is just Prowess deck. Alright, float a mana, get an amulet. Would like to copy that amulet. Here is a land. I think we have enough mana to Golos, but I may just have enough mana to win. So this is 10 mana. 10 mana means I can go Karn. I guess I can't wipe the board because my opponent's lacking a creature in there. So I guess it's probably better to just Golos plus activate. Yeah, that seems better. Make some mana here. This is 5. We have 1 land play remaining. I guess I can fetch Lotus Field off of Golos and then just Cascading Cataracts. That means that whatever I flip, I get to cast. Because otherwise I'm just going to be using up all of my land drops. This means that I have 1 extra land drop. So here I have 9 mana. Is it better to Karn? There's no way that it's better to Karn. I don't think there's any infinite that I'm missing here. I think we just play Golos and we spin. I think we just like make our extra land drop and we just play Golos and spin. Float mana, bounce, play Golos. We have 4, and we just get a bounce land. It's gonna be 6 plus activate here. Oh, I guess I still need to find what's his name, right? I still need to find Lotus Field. I still need to get Lotus Field if I want to go for Golos. The other alternative is to just get Gardens here. Oh, that's what I should have done. I should have gotten Garden and then untapped, and then that would have given me 6 mana to use Karn. Man, this deck is crazy. This deck is so wild. So if I want to activate Golos this turn, I need to get Lotus Field. I don't have any other option because I'm going to be short otherwise. Oh no, that's silly. I just get a bounce land. That's 8 mana, filter. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, so let's just do that. So Growth Chamber, float mana, make red, white, 1, 2, 3, activate Golos, leaving green mana floating, I guess. Seems decent. Cast a Karn. We're gonna... So now we get to have 7 mana here. So how can I net mana? How can I net mana here? Without the Timeless Lotus, we can't actually net. I don't think. I can cast Golos and I can get me Lotus Field at 7 mana, but that doesn't really get me anywhere. Metamorph Copy Amulet doesn't do anything. So I guess I'm just going to like minus for, I guess, Walking Ballista? What even matters? Oh, Chalice, I guess. Say yes. Let's get Chalice for 1. And then, I mean, I'm gonna cast the second card because it's free. Keep this one, but I may just plus this Karn. I can also just get Walking Ballista, just ping one of these. Swing, yeah, kind of like that. So we're gonna do -2, say yes, get Walking Ballista, and now we play Golos, get one of them. I'm gonna say yes, and now we can go Lotus Field and play Chalice on 1, and then I can also kill this. The problem with that is that it leaves me out of mana. I kind of want to get Mycosynth Gardens and just like play Chalice on 1 and pass the turn back. Like, I don't think I can die from here. So let's just get Mycosynth Gardens so we can just like fully go off next turn. I don't think I have any lethal lines here. But Chalice is going to make it so my opponent's deck is a lot less good. And I have Bounce Land plus triple Amulet for next turn. We're probably gonna see a lot of Chalice triggers here. But I think this means the game is locked up. I would be extremely surprised if my opponent manages to win from here. So they just Manamorphose, throw some heats. They're just trying to like fill up their graveyard. I don't even know what they're looking for. Like, this Chalice just locks them out. All of their removal spells cost 1. Yeah, exactly. It's just there's nothing they're drawing towards, so they just back it in. Yeah. Okay, that was cool. Okay, again, is this any matchup where we want to bring anything from the sideboard? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. So I'm just gonna submit. I could consider maybe something like Walking Ballista, or if I had another card of this type, I would bring in the Ballista. In fact, since I have Cityscape Leveler, I could consider bringing in Ballista. My opponent did show me the Swift Spear, so we know that they're on Prowess. But I think that we're not supposed to bring in anything. Okay, what do we have here? We have Double Amulet plus, yeah, this hand slaps. This hand's good. Has turn 1 Grazer, aka the Nut Draw. DRC. I guess we do have Double Amulet though. So I think I'm just gonna be taking some amount of damage, but having Double Amulet means that this Grazer can actually net me a pretty significant amount of mana. Maybe I should be playing around Prismatic Ending. So Prismatic Ending is a great reason to not deploy the Amulet, because now I played right into Prismatic. Yeah, so yeah, that was a punt. I shouldn't have done that. I should have gone turn 1 Grazer, just like block the Swift Spear or whatever. Or I guess the DRC. I guess I couldn't block either of them profitably. Yeah. Or I could have led on Expedition Map as opposed to Amulet. That was another option. So yeah, that was not... I don't think that was a good play. Alright, so play my Grazer. Don't have an Amulet now. Play out Cataracts and play Expedition Map, say go. Let's see what my opponent is cooking with over there. Manamorphose. Very scary. They also kept on top. Terrifying. Bubble. Another Manamorphose. Alright. It's a lot of damage. This Grazer may need to like jump under the bus here. Being in Mutagenic Growth. Interesting. Huh. Dude, so many triggers. I think we block the Swift Spear there. What are we looking for here? I'm putting down to 2 cards, so they don't have that much stuff left. Oh, never mind. They have 2 bubbles coming up. Steerings. Yep. We're gonna Steerings here. Lotus Field doesn't really do anything. Growth Chamber doesn't really do anything either. I think we're kind of dead here. I guess we get Saga for a chump blocker. So let's get Growth Chamber here off of the steerings. This means that now we can use this for something else. So I'm going to use this to find Ursa Saga. And now we can potentially get a couple of chump blockers. And maybe die. Oh, they have Dart. Dart is probably lethal, because that's going to be a bunch of triggers. Opponent with the upkeep Surveilling. This is a good play by them. They don't need the mana, they just need to assemble lethal, so they're really looking hard for like a lightning bolt or something. That lightning bolt would be lethal, so Mishra's Bauble or whatever. Yeah, I'm very unhappy with how I played this game. If I had led on turn 1 Gracer, my opponent may have been priced into actually Prismatic Ending the Gracer, or I could have set up a scenario where I like play the Amulet and I copy it in the same turn, both of which would have been good things for me. If I find an Amulet here, I may be able to find a way to win. Oh, they're just like going for upkeep. Makes sense. Yeah, this is fine. I don't think I want to change anything. There's an argument for bringing in something like a Snare Bridge, but like, again, I don't think a Snare Bridge is, you only want to draw it when you know it's good. And in a deck like this, when you have so many high drop creatures, we don't know, high drop cards, sorry, it's not guaranteed that it's going to be good. Alright, so what do we got here? So this is a slow hand. If I weren't playing against Prowess, I would be kind of interested to keep this. If my opponent kept an interacting hand, this hand is fantastic though. If they kept an interactive hand, this just completely blows them out. So I can just cross my fingers and hope that that's the case, but if they kept an aggressive hand, then I'm pretty screwed. Because this hand can go turn 3 Azusa, turn 4 like Golos or Escape. I feel like I need to do better than that. This hand does better than that. Alright, keep it. I'm gonna put one of the Cruel Turfs back. And here's a Saga, and here is an Amulet. And if I find an Azusa, I'm gonna be in good shape. Here I think it's correct to play the Amulet first, because by doing this, if my opponent wants to Prismatic Ending, that means that they're not deploying a threat on turn 1. Yeah, there you go. So there goes that. Really hoping for like a Gracer or something. That's a terrible draw. Play a land, say go. We're gonna get to Karn, but I don't know how much that's actually gonna do. Oh, they're holding up Spell Pierce. Brutal. So here's Amulet. I think I want a Steerings. If they pierce this, I'm happy. Okay, so now I can actually go Gardens, play Gardens, copy. Alternatively, I can go Bounce Land, play Amulet, yeah, this is actually better because this leaves more mana in play. So we're gonna get Amulet here, and I'm gonna play Bounce Land, and we're gonna play the Amulet through Spell Pierce, which is very nice. And I'm playing around Spell Pierce because my opponent showed me Spell Pierce last turn. Maybe they have like Minor Misstep or something. That would be hot, actually. Spell Pierce. Yeah, I can pay for that. I'm gonna. Great. They also got a card out of their hand. We got rid of the Spell Pierce. Yeah, I don't think that was a good play by my opponent there. I think they needed to just hold on to that Pierce. I don't think it achieved anything at all. Shredder into Soulscar Mage. This is most definitely not the Soulscar Mage matchup, I'll say as much. They beamed a DRC, 2 cards in hand. I can Karn for Chalice on one, then my Karn dies. That doesn't seem particularly great. What's my line though? I feel like I did all of this, but I still didn't achieve too much. I can throw away a Karn to do what? Next turn I'm gonna have 7 mana. That's still not great. Could just play Jegantha as a 5/5. Because the problem is if I play this Karn, I am not developing my mana, which is kind of very bad for me. I'm also allowing my opponent to connive. I kind of want to go just land Jegantha. The problem is I may very well die. Like, not having Engineer Explosives here seems like a little bit of an oversight. I could get Metamorph. Metamorph is a 3 mana Amulet. Yeah, I'm looking at all these cards in my Cyber and none of them really do anything. I think I'm literally just gonna put Jegantha in my hand. Like, it's not great, but I just don't think I have great options here. I'm way too limited on mana. That may be wrong. Maybe I'm just supposed to play Karn and just minus for something. But again, like, The fact that I just... Ooh, they also put Jegantha in hand? Well, that's great for me. That's really good news. I'm going to have a Jegantha off. Okay, just another horrendous draw. Not super stoked about that. There's also the fact that now my Jegantha is unholy hittable. So no, not stoked about that. But I have a 5/5 now. So okay, so they fetch on my end step. That's good. Because if they had Unholy Heat, they could have killed the Jegantha. But this doesn't really tap for mana here. Gonna have 8 mana next turn, but nothing really to do with it. Okay. Bolt, Spell Pierce my own Bolt. I guess that's a way to do it. Also, they bolted my face. They should have bolted the Jegantha. This might be a little bit too cute. They discarded Dart, so I know exactly what the rest of their hand is. So I still have the free block on the Soulscar Mages here. I know that their hand is Jegantha. They should have held on to the Lava Dart. Like now I guess they can attack. Never mind. I force them to like sack a land if I do this. Yeah, I kind of have to, right? Because otherwise we take way too much damage. Also, this forces the Lava Dart to go at the Jegantha as opposed to my face. So we take 7 down to 5. Can we draw Azusa? Azusa. Damn. Did not draw well here. I'm just dead? Really? That's it? Just dead now? I have to get Walking Ballista? Have to get Walking Ballista just to not die? Man, this is so bad. Again, like just another example of Ensnare Bridge just like not doing anything. Like my hand is mono bounce lands. Bounce lands don't combo well with Ensnare Bridge. I think I literally just have to get Walking Ballista here. Huh, I could get Amulet because it was exiled to Prismatic Ending. That's funny. I mean, it's not going to do anything because I'm dead on board, so I'm forced to get in Ballista here. Could also get Metamorph, copy Ledger Shredder. It's a Chump Blocker. I mean, Ballista, I guess it's a better Chump Blocker. And I also have to dodge. Like, my opponent can't have anything. Alright. They also get to Connive here. I lose to any spell at all. Any spell at all kills me. Because it just triggers Prowess and that's lethal. Oh, I was already dead. No, I was not. Yeah, because I could have like blocked plus paint. But that's the man. That sucks. Like that would have been a draw that saved me there. Would have net me more mana. Yeah, that's so rough. All right, see you next round. The perfect hand does not exist. This is a fantastic sample hand. Let's take a nice little, let's take a nice little picture right there. Obviously, well, we cannot keep this one, so let's ship it. This one is interesting. We don't have Amulet. Manifold Key doesn't do anything. I think we keep this one reluctantly. So let's bottom Manifold Key. And now we have a choice, right? If we want to just play a more fair game, then playing Gracer on turn 1 is the better play, and then like playing Growth Chamber. But if I find an Amulet, then holding onto the Gracer is going to be the better line. So I think what I want to do is I'm just going to just play a Forest and say go. The upside of finding Amulet is just way too high, I think, and worth playing towards. Opponent moves to 5. Basic Forest, go. I just cannot escape it, huh? I just cannot escape it. Playing against Mill. Man, it's tough. It's tough being mean. Oh, we have Emrakul main deck. Okay, so there's a chance. You're saying there is a chance. You're telling me there's a chance. Amulet of Vigor. Alright. Yeah. I'm going to play Growth Chamber now. Bounce Forest and say go. If I do get to resolve Azusa, then I'm going to be able to hit my land drops anyway. And holding onto the Gracer in case I do find Amulet, it just nets me more mana down the line, so there's no real reason, I think, to play out the Gracer. There's a Crab. Do we have the fetch? We do have the fetch. Amulet, Golos, Forest. If my opponent surgicals my Forest here, I'm gonna lose my mind. That's a cruel turf. So they probably have Fatal Push, but there's not anything I can do about it, so whatever. Play Bounce Land. Bounce, and now we're gonna actually play the Gracer because it just gives me 2 mana effectively, so we can do this next turn. Play bounce land. Because the bounce land enters tapped, that's why. So now we're gonna have 7 mana next turn. I get to play Timeless Lotus, or I get to resolve Karn. Does Karn do anything for me here? I don't think so. Don't really care about 1-drop, so going to get Chalice doesn't really achieve anything. I could just go get Coding. Maybe Karn plus Coding is just the play. Okay, there's a Swamp. Let's just hope that they don't have the wheel, right? The Hideous Laughter. Because Hideous Laughter is definitely gonna exile Emrakul. I just know it. You know what? Sometimes just know. And I just know. But I think I'm gonna go for Karn plus exile 10 cards. No Emrakul! No Emrakul has been exiled. Okay, so we're gonna do it then. We're gonna go Karn plus what's his name? Coding. Also, exile doesn't. Oh, no, I still think Karn plus Coding is the line here. -2. Say yes. Lucrametal Coding. Play Coding. Play land. And we're just gonna say go. And upkeep the Water Grave. So now we effectively blank the Water Grave this turn. Then I'm going to blow up Sheldock Isle next turn, hopefully. And maybe we can ride this Karn to victory. That's my hope. Field of Ruin is very bad for me. Bin Golos. Still have not milled Emrakul, but my opponent doesn't have double blue right now. Jace the Perfected Mind. Okay. Maybe has 20 or more cards. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going to start blowing up lands now. Okay, so they plus on Azusa. If I find Amulet, I may be able to find a win here. Because I can play Timeless Lotus into Filigree and go from there. I don't, so I think I'm just gonna coding all this Sheldock Isle and blow it up with Karn. I'm very scared of whatever's under that. And I'm just gonna hope that Emrakul being milled is good enough for me. Play out Timeless Lotus. Make some more mana here. Might as well just put Jegantha in hand. Why not? Use my mana efficiently. Because of the Emrakul, I feel fairly safe here. Like, Hideous Laughter is the only thing that beats me. So because of that, I think we can chill a little bit. Okay, Field of Ruin I'm not scared of, because that means that I can't get Hideous Laughter here. Dude, Magnetic Emrakul. We love to see it. We can just call that a happy accident. We can just call that a happy accident. Alright. The figure has 3 more cards. Okay, so they only got to draw 1 card here, which is great. Did they mess up? I feel like they messed up. They could have like hit my land there. Okay, no more basics to find, unfortunately. For now. Still going after the blue source, because if they Field of Ruin, I don't care that much, I don't think. Let's blow that up. Again, I just have to use all of my resources to prevent Tasha's Hideous Laughter. I'm an idiot. I just did exactly the opposite of what I wanted to do. I did literally the opposite of what I wanted to do. I wanted to play Golos and activate it, and I just like tapped the wrong card. Ugh, well that sucks. Well, moving on, I guess. Moving on, I guess. Ugh. That sucks, man. That's the kind of punt that just, you know, following train of thought and then actually executing something that has nothing to do with what I was thinking. But here we are. Again, I still have Emrakul in my deck, so I'm not that scared. I mean, unless one of their 4 cards is Tasha's and they go like blue source into Tasha's specifically. That's the only play that I'm scared of. That's the blue card. Mill Emrakul. Yes! 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 Yes, we need to mill it off of the trigger so that my opponent can just untap Tasha's. That is so sick. Oh man, that's awesome. So now we can actually pressure the Jays. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, opponent just packs it in. Yep, understandable. Understandable. Okay, so now what? Sideboard. Don't think we care about anything. I think Chalice I want to have in my deck, because Chalice for once seems relevant for Surgical. Nah. Yeah, I don't think we're doing that. I think we just submit the same. I think we just submit the same thing. Dude, the one-off Emrakul. You love to see it. Game number 2. This hand seems kind of reasonable. Even if my opponent starts exiling my amulets, we can just get them back with Karn. And then we have Gardens. Man, this Lotus Field has been so awkward. It's like we're playing a 25 land amulet deck, which I'm not super stoked about. Because like Lotus Field is basically a one-off for when you just naturally find multiple amulets, right? But the problem with that is when you don't, it's not a land drop, right? Also, Lotus Field alongside Simic Growth Chamber is pretty awful. And that's a numbo. I think that's what the kids call it, a numbo. Another Karn. I don't think that's great for me. Also, I just realized that if my Karns get surgical, I can't really win. I don't have that many win conditions. I mean, I can still win through Golos, I guess, but I mean, I don't have that many pieces. Timeless Lotus. Amulet. Well, yep. Here is my hand, I guess. So now they're gonna get to Field of Ruin, my Simic Growth Chamber. I do get a forest out of the deal at least. But I mean, this situation is just so bad for me. My forest, mill some more. Like now I get to Gracer, but I cannot play my extra lands. So I still need to find another land if I want to even get value from Gracer. Like I just cannot play this Gracer here. I guess I can. I just have to destroy my own gardens. That's so bad. That is so bad. I guess I have to. The other alternative is like spend this turn cracking map. Man, all of this is just awful. Has the turn back. So next turn I can at least crack map. Oh, I cannot get a bounce land, dude, because my only land is a Lotus Field. Oh my. That's rough. Just realized about that. The good thing is I find the 4th Karn is that at least it cannot get surgical, which is hilarious. Field of Ruin. Ha! Can't use that one. Can't use that one. What is this? The Jace? 4 mana, 3 mana. Yeah, just Jace. Okay, so they plus on Gracer. That's so bad, man. I guess I have to get a basic forest. I just have to get a basic forest because whatever I get just gets field otherwise. So my opponent's gonna get to draw 3 this coming turn, unless I mill Emrakul. Not excited about that. They're gonna get to draw 3 a bunch of times. That's crazy. I feel like I'm in a situation where I just have to Hideous Laughter. Dodge Emrakul, please. Okay, we dodged Emrakul. Also, the other Karn was exiled as well. So I wish to draw a land so I can go land plus Karn plus land so I can PD Needle Jace. Because Jace is gonna beat me. -2 to draw a card. Interesting. Land? It's not the one I was hoping for, but I guess. So I can Gracer, play Bounce Land, and then I mean I want to do that because that forces my opponent to field, and then I can at least I can go get coding here. I'm really scared of this Jace though. I kind of feel like this Jace is very likely to beat me, just because they're gonna be drawing so many cards. Another Hideous Laughter, brutal. Dodge Emrakul, dodged Emrakul. No, not dodged Emrakul. Okay, so I lose. All right, just concede. Yeah, submit the same thing. Yeah, Hideous Laughter ×2. I just have to hope that my opponent does not find as many laughters. Gonna be on the play this time around. Hopefully we get a functional hand. That's the opposite of a functional hand. Alright. This is a hand now. So keep bottom Cascading Cataracts. And this hand is gonna do some stuff. So turn 1 Saga, Amulet, turn 2 Saga, and we go from there. And I don't think my opponent is very likely to have any ways to interact with an onboard Amulet. So that means that it's likely to just stay there. So play Saga, play Amulet, say go, flooded Strand. That's good because if they had, they're gonna have a crowd on turn 1, and if they had anything other, if they had any other land, they would have played something else instead of playing the fetch first, right? So it's pretty good. So just Asusa here. Bounce, play Asusa, hit 1 land drop and steerings just once for another Amulet. Okay. Play another Amulet, and I'm just gonna play another Saga and say go. Let's see what opponent's cooking with. Okay, second fetch land. So they're holding up Drown, I'm assuming. We found a Grazer. It's a lot of mana. That is a lot of mana. So I think we simply just get a third Amulet here. I don't think there's any land that we're interested in getting. Find Amulet, play Gruul Turf. Just casually make 7 mana here. And we have to assume that my opponent's gonna have access to Drown in the Lock. So play Steerings, another Saga. Okay, play another Saga and play Gruul Turf. I guess we do get to cast Jegantha. We also get to make a construct. So we can just start putting some pressure here, actually. Like, this is a 4/4. This is a 5/5. Say go. We do have a significant amount of pressure, so that's cool. We're gonna get to make another construct next turn. Opponent goes for the mill. Interesting. Okay. I'm just gonna drown one of my thingies. Wow, they're just going for the YOLO mill? Interesting. Oh, right, maybe they have surgical already or something? There's still one basic forest in the deck. Dude, they just went for the YOLO mill. Please don't tell me it worked. Alright, we dodged. We dodged. Let's go. There's also the forest is still in the deck too, which is nice. Golos. Don't mind if I do. So float a mana here. Nothing to go get, but fear not. Fear not, as we're gonna have some stuff to do anyways. Do we have Cascading Cataract still in the deck? Looks like it is. That's good for the good guys. I guess even if we didn't, we can still just use Jegantha. But obviously it's cleaner to just get Cascading Cataracts. Oh, I was supposed to float more mana so I can use multiple Golos activation. I guess it doesn't really matter that much because we also have Jegantha. We have 2 Golos activations. But I could have had more Golos activations. Float some mana and float some mana. Activate Cataracts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna make white, blue, black, blue. Activate Golos. That's a hardcast Emrakul, baby. That is indeed a hardcast Emrakul, which seems lethal enough. Oh, this deck. Oh, this deck. Alright, you may have done it, Spike. You may have done it with this one. You may have done it with this one. Do we want to activate again? I guess not really, but we probably will. Bounce. Do that. I guess we lose to Archive Trap, I just noticed. Alright, I guess no, I mean, there was nothing I could have done anyway. Right? Yeah, there was nothing I could have done. I was just dead to Archive Trap regardless. I guess I could have like kept spinning, but the only way that I have of winning on the spot is if I spin into specifically Karn. But yeah, because we're going to, yeah, we're just dead if they have Archive Trap. Let's see the Archive Trap. So my opponent gonna upkeep, wait till upkeep for max value. Draw step. Okay, we dodged. Perfect. We dodged. All right. Awesome. Annihilator trigger. Thank you very much. Dude, this deck is something else. This deck is something else. That was awesome. Last round of the league, and this hand seems quite bad. I have not seen a timeless whatever in a while, actually. This hand is so slow. Can I mulligan into 5? Like I'm not sure whether this deck mulligans well or not, but well, now we go to 4. Yes, keep 1, 2, 3. Like it doesn't matter. Like I'm probably just gonna concede. for information. I just want to know what my opponent's playing. But yeah. So deck does not mulligan well. We learned something. Deck does not mulligan well. Emery grinding station. Okay. Gonna concede to the revealed information there, because I don't think we're beating that. Do we want Needle? I think I kind of want Needle in the main deck. Over the Manifold Key or over something else? Yeah, I think over the Manifold Key. It's nice that grinding, we cannot lose to the grinding station combo, which is cool. But if they are playing like a one of Grapeshot or something like that, we probably die to that. But oh, they're playing Fast Circle. What am I even saying? They're milling themselves. I'm silly. I am silly. All right. Do we have a functional hand this time around? Yes, we do. Keep. All right. So we're gonna go turn 1 Garden's Amulet, turn 2 Amulet. If we play Lotus Field, we make 6 mana. If we play Lotus Field, we make 6 mana. Then we have 1 floating, we make 11 mana. We get to play Golos and be 1 short of activating. Oh no, we actually get to activate Golos on turn 2. But we have no more mana in play. Seems acceptable. I'm not going to not spin, you know what I'm saying? I am not going to not spin. Big fan of the double negative. Opponent bubbles me and then plays a tapped Stomping Ground. Prepare to cook, opponent. Another Mycosynth Gardens. Here's a Lotus Field. Let's stack some triggers. Let's make some mana. Let's sack some lands. Woo, baby. Let's stack some more triggers after playing some Lotus whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get a fetch. That is 6 mana. I think I'm just gonna get a bounce land here. Oh, I guess I should have gotten the red-green one. Float some mana. Activate some Golos. Hey, free escape to the wilds. Free escape to the wilds. So now we make another Timeless dude. I guess we steerings first because we may find another amulet. Timeless Lotus is more mana. We like more mana. There's Timeless Lotus. Uh-oh. Okay, so this, keep that one. All right. I think we didn't mess that up. Good. So that's a lot of mana. Then we cast a Karn the Great Creator. We need to make sure that we have more blue mana. Wait, why do we have to pay 4 for Karn? Oh, because this is not... Oh, yeah, this is... I almost messed that up. This is actually Escape to the Wild. This is not Golos. I was thinking that this was Golos. So we just get Filigree here. Say yes. Filigree Sages. 1, 2, 3, 4. Untap that. Untap that. We just activate Golos many times. So we just keep netting a bunch of mana with every iteration. But it's going to be every mana except blue thing. But it's fine. We'll figure out a way to win from there. Another escape. Draw more lands. There's an Asusa. This means that we're not bottlenecked on blue anymore. And really wants to see the win condition. Top. This deck is so hilarious. This is turn 2 again. We're doing some stuff and some things. So just cast Karn. I'm just gonna kill them with Ballista. Just -2. Walking Ballista. Should hopefully speed up the process. But yeah, we got them for here. I was hoping to like find Emrakul, but my opponent seems to not want to concede, and just the Ballista kill seems faster here. So I guess I'm just going to go through the motions and eventually kill my opponent. There we go. Didn't take that long. And just finished it up. Cyberlin again, I don't think I really want to change anything. Again, if I had access to something like Dismember or the like, I would be interested in bringing that kind of card in this matchup, I think. Just to get rid of an Emery or an early and potentially threatening Ragavan or something like that. But without it, I think this hand is a mulligan. I mean, it very clearly is. All right, Emrakul feeling very friendly here. Mulligan again. This hand is nice though. So keep this bottom, and I think I'm gonna bottom one of the Gracers. So what to do here is gonna be interesting, because I probably have to play around Prismatic Ending and I also have to kind of play around Spell Pierce, so it's weird. I think I'm gonna lead on this, and if my opponent has the Prismatic Ending, they have the Prismatic Ending, so it's gonna suck if they do, but Wear Tear is also a card, potentially. They have Prismatic. Alright. I don't think there's too much I can really do about that, unfortunately. Again, like this is what a deck like, the problem with a deck like this, right? We had the turn 2 kill in the previous game, but now we're moving into 5 into a hand that just dies to a single piece of interaction. So the highest highs and the lowest lows. Also, we can probably never beat an engineered explosives, funnily enough. Actually, let's keep playing here. So if we find Azusa, then we can go play Azusa, make a bunch of mana, then Golos for Cascading Cataracts. And then we're kind of doing it from there. Ursa Saga, obviously not great for me. Breach. Okay. Is this Breach literally just a Prismatic Ending my Arboreal Racer? It's kind of embarrassing, honestly. So that probably has to mean that my opponent has another Breach in hand, right? Like there's just no way that's not the case. Alright, Azusa off the top, and we are actually working here. Like we're actually up to something. Alright, opponent's gonna Prismatic Ending for 1. Engineer Explosives for 1. Makes sense, makes sense. Azusa. Alright, so put Jegantha in hand, play a bounce land. So you go. So we get to Golos next turn. That's gonna be up to 5. Up to 6 mana, sorry. Then one more to 7. So we're 1 color short of activating. Good luck casting that one. We're 1 short of activating Golos. I'll probably still get Cascading Cataracts though. I guess the other alternative would be to like cast Jegantha here. And they milled the bubble. Lucky. So if I cast Jegantha, next turn I can untap. I'm still 1 short though. Top play Golos, yeah, we're still 1 short. So I guess I'd rather just play Golos, so if my opponent has a removal spell for that, they can just kill that. They're also gonna have a Saga Construct, 2 Saga Constructs. Can't cast Emrakul. So now we cannot spin into it, which is kind of awkward. There's the Great Creator. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna play Golos. Very important to have like a way to protect the card, I think. Let's get Cascading Cat. I could get Saga, I guess. Yeah, let's get Saga actually. Seems I'm 1 mana short of activating anyway. Might as well get some value. Make a construct. Saga is kind of valuable as a chump blocker. They float mana. Okay, so I'm probably dead if they float mana here. Mox Amber. I have to assume that the last 2 cards are. Okay, there's the Breach. So I guess I'm just gonna play a bunch of Emrys. Oh yeah, this is just lethal. Yeah, a single Breach just kills me. Because they just start casting Emry until they mill it, then eventually find the what's his name, and they have Mox Amber, so yeah, this is just lethal. Man, that kind of sucks. We were exactly one turn short. We're exactly 1 turn short because next turn we would have been able to play another chump blocker for the construct and play Karn plus probably on the engineered explosives, just to, or like treasure token or whatever. And then there's the grinding station. Oh, I guess, wow, they actually had to mill right there. They actually got kind of lucky, right? If they don't mill, like they were YOLOing a little bit. They didn't have the deterministic kill now that I think about it. They could have cast Emry twice. Because they didn't have a way to, I guess if they mill either Mox Amber or Grinding Station, they win. So that was the thing. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I've seen enough. Concede. Alright, very, very cool deck. Very, very cool deck. Felt a lot more competitive than I originally thought. I think that there's something here. I feel like there's a little bit of rough around the edges that the deck has. I felt like I was mulliganing a lot. It's probably just part of what you sign up for. This is effectively like a 15 land deck, so you need to have one of these 15 lands in your opening hand, otherwise you have to mulligan. So it's kind of weird. Like it's a 26 land deck, but not really when it comes to mulliganing. So we found ourselves multiple times in situations where we just had to mulligan because we had effectively a non-lander, because we had like a bunch of bounce lands and Lotus Field. So That was kind of a little bit awkward. So the problem is I don't know how many more lands you can actually play, because like Ancient Stirrings is actually fantastic in the deck. Like you actively want to have access to Stirrings as opposed to in Amulet where you play more lands because you really want lands, and Ancient Stirrings kind of sucks. So because of that, I think that playing less lands and more Stirrings is good. I wonder if you could cut one single Growth Chamber or just cut the Singleton Lotus Field or something like that. Obviously, the upside for both is it happens, right? Like it happened multiple times. A Lotus Field came up. It was a thing that we did multiple times. So having access to one of Lotus Field feels like it's pretty valuable. So maybe we can cut like one of the 10 bounce lands. I don't know. Like I think it's close. I would need to play more matches before I can actually figure that out for real. The thing I'm 100% certain of is that this sideboard needs some real cards, right? Jegantha was way more relevant than in any other Jegantha deck that I've ever played. So just throwing that out there. Jegantha actually very some randomly relevant sometimes because you get to activate Golos with its ability, which is not something that very many decks get to do or like get to care about actually. Yeah, Filigree Sages came out multiple times. Metamorph, I don't know what it's trying to do. I imagine it's against creativity, but like you also have Stonebrain against creativity, so that's like 2 cards against creativity, which is kind of weird. And the Curio, I just think it's just too cute. Door to Nothingness, it's also kind of cute because usually when you're in this kind of spot, like you are also just doing, you know, Filigree Sages plus you could be doing like Filigree Sages plus a Timeless Lotus fairly often anyway, and at that point just Ballista acts as your instant win condition. So I don't know what Door to Nothingness is trying to say. I guess it's a way to beat like Infinite Life if that were to matter. But I would cut the Curio for sure. Like this card seems just bad. And I think the other card I would probably cut would be probably a Door to Nothingness. Obviously the meme value is very high, so there's that. So that's like an incentive to not do it. But I kind of want to have access to some number of these members. And then potentially some number of answers to enchantments. Though I have to be fair that this deck does not scoop to Blood Moon as much as I originally thought. Like it can't, like it's severely hindered by Blood Moon. But it's not just like a straight up scoop as Amulet is, because Timeless Lotus and Jegantha kind of play around Blood Moon in a way. So definitely something to keep in mind. When you're playing this deck. This was really cool though. Very interesting and extremely fun. Multiple turn 2 kills as well. So we had the highest highs and the lowest lows in the mulligans to 3. So interesting deck. I may try it again in the future because I had a lot of fun trying to figure out the lines and everything. So it was an enjoyable time. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe on the way out. And if you'd like to support my content, you know it, this is your player and Mana Traders and direct donations and Patreon and all that good stuff. So see you in the next video, folks. Take care and bye-bye.